Hello. Okay, I'm going to put the Christmas tree in the back. That's a nice background. Hello. Hi, Sarah. How's it going? Hey, everybody. All right, so we're live. Let me know if you can hear me or not. I think you can. Let me know if you can hear me. Looks like it's working. Husband is up in the office right now, so I had to switch locations, but that's okay. Allison, hello, my dear. Hello. Can you hear me okay? Sound good? Thank you so much. Thanks, Edwina. How's it going, everybody? Good, Kimberly. Hi, Rachel. Hi, Patricia. Sarah's here. Good to see you all today. How are you? Happy Friday or Saturday, depending on where you are. How's it going? Give me that one word feeling that's sort of happening for you today. What's your Friday feeling today? How's it been going for you? Let me know. Why am I doing this video? Just because I've always wanted to be able to do regular live videos just to sort of have a regular presence. And now I feel like some things have sort of calmed down a bit and I can kind of make that happen a little bit. So we're down in the kids' playroom, which is kind of the living room-ish part of this house. We've got a Christmas tree back here and then this huge gate that spans this whole side of the room so my daughter can have a place to play that the twins don't bother her. So that's where we are right now. And I have to be right here because if I try to be in the kitchen, the internet is terrible there. So hello. Hi, Susan. Hey, Sarah. Hiya. Rochelle, I'm so glad to see you. Allison, fighting a cold. I'm so sorry. We're getting over a bunch of stuff here too. Teresa, hello. Teresa's feeling festive. I love it. Well, I've got a good background for you right now, so that's good. Personally, I am feeling really great, I have to say, which is probably the first time I could say that in the last 6 months or so. But the girls, they can't say the same for them. All three are getting over I don't know, flu something, like definitely digestive issues, diarrhea and throwing up and stuff. So it's been a pretty interesting week. I haven't been able to send them to daycare at all. We just been kind of fighting it out, diapers and all that. So, but hey, I feel good, at least right now, knock on wood, right? Everyone, please knock on wood for me. But yeah, so I've been feeling good and they're going to get healthy soon. And that's going to be wonderful. The medication I've been taking, which is my last round, it's sort of the last thing I have to do for my cancer treatment. It's interesting because it's so good to see you too, Chantal. We got a bunch of the Eat to Live family members here, as always. I'm so glad y'all are here. Melissa is also here from the family. Good afternoon. I'm so happy to see you. Thank you, Rochelle, for knocking on wood for me. So it's interesting because this medication, the one, let me just say before we get started here, or I mean, we're started already, but this is just a live video for Q&A and just hanging out. So if you have any questions, go ahead and put them in the comment section. Go ahead and comment, ask me the questions. I will answer whatever you like. I'm gonna be here about maybe 30, 45 minutes. Then I'm gonna take off. I just wanted to be here to have some time with you all. So feel free to ask any questions. So I had to do on the 11th, I had a shot. Actually, it was a shot in the bum, which is a medication called Lupron, which is supposed to put me into menopause because I'm only 39. And then I'm also supposed to double up and take a pill called tamoxifen. So this is a pretty common after cancer treatment to reduce the chances of recurrence. And the major sort of side effects that usually occur are hot flashes and mood swings. And I have had both. I've had about 3.5 hot flashes. One of them was like barely a hot flash, but I've had 3 definite hot flashes. So it's been a couple, 2-3 weeks now. And what I found from collecting data on myself is that if I eat to live, I don't have side effects to speak of. I noticed I had some ice cream, too much ice cream one day. I had a whole pint of ice cream. I didn't even really like it. It was just kind of a bingey feeling. I was having toast and stuff as well, just a bunch of carbs. And man, I paid for that in mood swings. And so did my poor little family. For about 3 or 4 days afterwards, I had really, really strong kind of anger. And it really shocked me and surprised me how angry I was. So I was like, okay, let me see what happens if I don't eat sugar and I just eat to live for a few days and see what happens. And it's all resolved. I haven't had a hot flash since. I'm like, okay, there's my cats are coming downstairs. So they keep distracting me. But I was like, all right, that's my proof there that I really need to, if I want to take this medication, which I do because I want to have the benefits of the medication, I've got to keep my food real clean. So I've been working on that and working on the sort of long term. And at the same time, I'm losing weight, which is fun. So yeah, it's been a lot. In the Eat to Live family, I actually just was able to send 2 SD cards full of videos from the last 4 months to my video editor, Dan, in Michigan. So he has those in his possession now. He will just start to upload everything that we have. And I bring that up because those videos are my weight loss vlog that he's going to be uploading, which is me talking all about this stuff and how I'm losing weight, what thoughts I'm using and the techniques I'm using and how I'm coaching myself and how my coach is coaching me. I have a private coach as well to help me get all this stuff straightened out. And I feel like this last week or two has really been kind of me getting back into everything. And so, the weight's been coming off and it's been feeling like I've been feeling like myself a bit, which I hate to say, knock on wood, because, I don't want to jinx anything. But anyway, hey, Carrie from the Eat to Live family. So good to see you. Angela as well from the Eat to Live family from New Zealand. I'm so happy to see you. Ooh, Susan, day 2 off sugar for me. Wonderful. Me too. This is day 5 for me. So birds of a feather, huh? That's good stuff. And I have, and that was one of the big things I noticed with going off the sugar. It's actually I'm doing a 10-day no sugar binges challenge just to kind of get myself in order here. But while I'm doing it, I'm reminding myself that I just want to keep doing this, right? I want this to be my norm because I really don't like the way I feel when I have a lot of sugar. And so I think when you start to notice that stuff and internalize the distaste for that feeling, right? For me, it's nausea, it's bloat. And interestingly, I think most of my stomach problems come from the way I was eating. It's a lot of it is hormonal. I think there may be some muscle issues, stomach problems, as in still looking pregnant after the birth of my twins. But I've noticed that my tummy flattens out a whole lot if I just eat properly. So we'll see what happens in 10, 15 pounds from here. It's been pretty exciting to kind of see some changes. And also I do a workout program almost every day from Tracy Anderson. I really love her workout programs. And I've really noticed a lot of change with that too. So Shelly asks, what Amla supplement do I use and where do I get it? Let me just go get it real quick. This is a regular thing.
How do you feel? Did you eat already?
Daddy.
You have lunch?
No.
Let's go.
Daddy, what else?
You want to go with me?
Okay, then go down to go get some lunch. Maybe you can go get something special.
Daddy, I'm better now. I'm all better.
Do you need to use the potty?
Mommy,
Yeah.
I'm all better now.
You're better now?
Yeah.
So you can maybe have some chips when you go?
Yeah, and cookies.
Maybe a cookie? Well, we'll
How about
see.
2 cookies?
Oh, not 2 cookies. We'll
Mommy,
see.
2 cookies because Daddy want a cookie too.
Oh, I see.
Daddy
Okay.
want a cookie too.
We'll see.
Yeah, I do. Let's go.
Look, Daddy.
Sorry, the fam is on their way out to lunch.
Angry.
It's all right. It's all right.
Yeah, that's for when we get angry. We squeeze that, and then
Really hard and
Yeah.
what?
Are you hungry right now?
What's this?
sorry, guys. So here's the one I started with. I don't recommend this one, but I still have some left, so I got to use it up. The reason I don't recommend it is the one I started with, but the one I ended up getting is this one. So Amla is good for. Bye, guys.
Turn the TV
Oh,
on.
Baba, why don't you go turn the TV off, honey? Go press the button, please. Thank you. So the reason I take Amla is Dr. Greger has a bunch of stuff on it, and I think it's important because of cholesterol. And I had high cholesterol last time my blood was tested. About, I think it was like 9 months now, or no, it was probably more like 12 or 13 months. Bye, have fun. Thank you, love you. Okay, now we can breathe. So I had my blood tested. I had high cholesterol. Actually, this morning got my blood tested again. So I'll share those results with you as soon as I get those back. So I started taking this for cholesterol. Of course, I haven't been tested yet since I got it. But then I read an article from Dr. Greger that the extract, not just Amla, because Amla is Indian gooseberry, and it's supposed to be good for a lot of things. But he says that the extract is so much more powerful, and that's the one that really kind of gives you the good benefits. So I found this one by Pure Nutrition. I couldn't, this says it's made with organic Amla, so I like that. And it's the extract, not just the fruit. Okay, so that's the one that I'm getting. I don't know. I like it so far, and I'll let you know how it goes with the blood tests. Yeah, Chantal says, interesting. My hot flashes go down enormously too after getting serious with Eat to Live. Yeah, for sure. And that's the thing, like sometimes it's hard because you sort of have to really be on it to notice the difference. But for me, because I'm at a place where I've been eating well for quite a while now, I kind of am slipping, and I have a lot less going on in my life. No more cancer treatments right now. And I mean, we don't have COVID, stuff like that. So, now it's a little bit easier for me to kind of get back into that regular routine with salads and stuff. And I notice when I'm really on track, I notice a lot of difference. So, Jocelyn says, when you say that you ate ice cream, was at least vegan? Yeah, of course. It was like a vanilla, Whole Foods has a 365 brand, and it was like some chocolate peanut butter swirl. Yeah, it was vegan, but it was pointless. It was, it's like still not good for you. But hey, Marnie, good morning there in Australia. Hey, Leah. Oh my gosh, you guys, the Eat to Live family is in full effect here. So many of us from the Eat to Live family. I'm so glad to see you. Susan says, I'll join you. Okay, good. Who else wants to join me for a 10-day no sugar challenge, right? This is a great challenge to do right now, especially with Christmas coming up and probably all the things that are going around, maybe your offices or whatever, right? Teresa says, I felt bad for so long that I didn't even realize how much better I feel by eating to live. I know, it's crazy. And that's something I was working through with my coach recently, just like a month or so ago, that I was having some binging coming back after the twin pregnancy and all that. And I had one day, it was pretty few and far between, but I had one day where I had a binge, and then I felt really poor afterwards, like really nauseous and bloated and stuff. And I was like, I don't even really care that much. Like, it's so normal. Maybe Teresa, this is what you're saying, but like, it's so normal for me to feel bad that it's not, it doesn't affect me. Like, it doesn't bother me. It's not like a reason I would stop binging is because it makes me feel poorly, because I'm so used to feeling poorly. Right. So I was like, that's messed up. I want to try to figure that out. So I worked on that with my private coach, and I brought it up to her. Actually, where's my, my book. Hold on. Let me get my thing. So here's my journal that I use for working through thought downloads and food plans and stuff like that. And I want to find a particular entry because I think I might have brought this up before, but this was really transformative for me. This was I think this was in October. October 27. Yeah. So there's a whole like thought download, but then I got to a place where I was like, what if you don't care about feeling sick in the moment? How do you get to caring about feeling sick? So that's where I was, a month and a half ago. I didn't care that I felt sick, right? And I think that this is something that sort of sets us apart as bingers or as folks who overeat to the point of, it becomes a really big problem that you just don't even care how you feel. So I have this question here. I wanted to bring it up to my coach because I was like, even if my coach doesn't have the same issue as me, they can coaches can still help you like open it up and figure it out. So we talked about it so much, and we talked about it on several sessions after that. And we just kept drilling, like she just kept asking me questions from all different angles, like, well, why isn't it important to you? How is how you feel important? Like, why is how you feel important? Even though at the moment I didn't feel that it was, her asking me those questions helped me open that up. And then we did another exercise one day we're going to do this in the Eat to Live family very soon, all together. So get ready for this. This is going to be super transformative. We did an exercise where we brought she made me bring the trigger food that I had. At the time, it was vegan pizza. We have this frozen vegan pizza, and I can make it in 7 minutes and then just scarf it down, right? And that's what I had been overeating on. And so we did an exercise where we sort of like looked at everything that happened when I ate that pizza and what did I think about it and all that. We'll be doing this exercise soon, so I'll give you more details in the Eat to Live family really soon. But what came out of that was a very intense like look at how I felt after I ate it, and an intense look at what my mouth tasted like afterwards and all these different things. And I found out so many things that I didn't even notice before when I had been just like eating the pizza like in 4 seconds flat. I never noticed this stuff, but really slowing down, I noticed so much, which helped me. So that plus really talking about how do I feel personally and how do I want to feel, and what are the things that happen, and all that really sort of opened it up for me a bit. And ever since, it's been fairly simple to kind of stay on track because I really opened all that up. So that's a case for private coaching, and that's a case for having coaching at all, like we do in the Eat to Live family. And I suggest for those of you who are in the family, get coaching, please, because that is available to you, and I can help you open that stuff up just like my coach did for me. Okay. Yeah, Teresa says about eating poorly and feeling physically sick. My journal says crying and feeling bad emotionally is not change or shift. Yeah, that's the thing is like, and I've done that so many times where you feel so bad about what you did and you feel so sad and you wish you could change that, but it's not enough in that moment where you see the ice cream or you see the pizza and you're like, I need to have that now. I don't care about how that feels, right? Or you're in the middle of 2 or 3 foods binging, and then you're like, I don't care. I'm just going to keep eating this, right? Like this taste trumps what I'm going to feel in an hour, And so how can we call up that feeling before we open up the carton or before we make the pizza or whatever? How can we call up that feeling and have our thoughts support what we really want in the moment? That's the kind of work that we do. Hey, Miles. Stacy says, does Amla powder work also? I mean, I don't know. I just go by what Dr. Greger says, and he says that the extract is the best. So it's just not as powerful as the regular powder. Like these are capsules, and so it has Amla powder in it. But it's not the extract that I know of, right? So that's why I get the extract one. Okay, good. Marnie says she's going to join 10 days, no sugar. I get such a headache after I eat sugar. I should really listen to my body. Yeah, so important, right? And it's the thing, we usually don't listen to it. But what I suggest you do is start to really journal about it. Write down some thoughts, write down some feelings, and keep visiting that over and over again. And then I teach this a lot too. I like to write stuff on my mirror as well, so that whatever thing I happen to be working on that week or whatever, something I uncovered with my coach or whatever, I'll write that on the mirror so that I keep repeating it to myself every time I go to the, into the bathroom to use the bathroom for whatever, which with the twins nowadays is like a million times a day with the bottles and all that kind of stuff. Um, so Ralph says, I want to try a 1 meal a day vegan keto. Any suggestions? No, I don't have any suggestions for that. I mean, I don't really understand much about what vegan keto would be. Are you just saying no simple carbs? Is that, what does that mean exactly? High protein, what is that? Beans and stuff. We just really like a more sort of balanced approach with Eat to Live, which is salads and, and things like that. So yeah. Okay, Allison's in. Good. Rochelle is in. I'm so glad. Okay, guys, we're doing a 10-day. So I am on day 5 now, but I'm going to extend it to 15 days for you guys. So we'll do 10 days starting now. Today, what's the date today, you guys? I don't have my phone down here. What's the date? The 3rd. So on the 13th, I guess it's over, but let's all start working to like expand our thoughts towards doing this forever too, right? Yeah, okay. Shelly says, I heard Amla has cancer fighting properties too. Good, great. I need that for sure. Yeah, Susan, my daughter used to negotiate as well. Memories, man, she is just a quick fire, this kid. She, she really knows how to negotiate for sure. Yeah, still vegan, Ralph William. Yeah, there's a toddler. She's a preschooler now. She's a big 4-year-old, we got to say. So, Rochelle says, I'm wondering if I just need to be abstinent, but then I wonder if that's sustainable. So my advice on abstinence is that it's super useful tool. I love it as a tool, like a period of time, right? It teaches you so, like that period of time will teach you so much about yourself. So for instance, sugar, if you go off for a period of time, it starts to give you practice with what that might be like if you were doing it long term, right? And then you can add in the stuff about like journaling and stuff about how you feel and reminding yourself. And if you were to do something like this, say once a month, where you did 10 days no sugar once a month, right? Even if you're not very good at it and you don't like abstain as much as you'd like to, just that practice and in trying that can teach you that it's possible, how you feel, and if you're just conscious during it and taking notes and stuff, it can be really helpful. Rochelle says, I'm struggling with my toddler brain that thinks junk food is self-care like you. When I eat crap, I feel like crap. So any thoughts for me about reeling that toddler brain in? Yeah. So I do think that abstinence, as you said, is a great way to start working on that. It's not like, see, when I do a challenge like this, I think it's a good tool to like change your circumstance in that way where you're like, no sugar right now. It's a good tool to sort of look at it. I don't think challenges are a great like long-term thing because we really want to be working on long-term thought patterns about stuff, right? But since I think it's such a great tool for like sort of sustained little period of time for teaching yourself stuff, you can use it like that, repeat that, and but be conscious during it of what you're learning about yourself, meaning like writing it down in a journal, like work with a coach, work with somebody on it as you're doing it, right? So that those lessons will sink in instead of just doing it and then like you go back to the way you used to eat, afterwards. But when you say I'm struggling with my toddler brain thinking that junk food is self-care. So this is a really big one because what we say is that our thoughts create our feelings and our feelings create our actions, right? So if your thoughts are, junk food is self-care, then you're going to feel cravey and you're going to eat junk food, right? So that model is always going to prove itself. But if instead you think the opposite, which is junk food is not self-care, you're going to have the opposite thing. But like, how do you switch, right? So how do you switch between thinking junk food is self-care? For me personally, what I've done and the reason I created the Eat to Live family is to allow people to get coached about this stuff, right? Let me come on a session with me, Rochelle. I'm coaching on Saturday, tomorrow. Let me open this up for you because I'll ask you a bunch of questions like, Really? What, I mean, let's talk about self-care. What is self-care? All that. And as I said, like I was doing with my private coach too, it takes 1 or 2 or 3 sessions with somebody of coaching on something to kind of open stuff up and get it to a point where I could sort of ruin that belief for you, or I could flip that belief for you. And you can also do this yourself with thought downloads, right? So like if you're right, like take the next week or two and just make this your mission to like understand what you think about self-care and write it down and question yourself from all different angles, right? So that there is a way that you can do this yourself that you don't even, and luckily most of you, so many of you here that are Moo's on my lap right now. So many of you that are on this call are in the Eat to Live family anyway, so you have the option of being coached by me. So if I were you, I would double up, get coached by me, or triple up, get coached by me, use your thought downloads, open that up, and maybe hire a private coach too. I mean, that's what I do, and that's how it just happens so fast, right? But if you were just going to do the thought download route, what I would do is make it your mission for a week or two to figure out this self-care thought error, which is what you're having right now, right? And you recognize intellectually that it's a thought error, but yet you don't believe the opposite yet. So here's what you would do is start like Rochelle, take a page in your notebook, and the first thing you write down is something like, I feel like junk food is self-care. Whenever I eat it, I get a really comforting feeling, right? And then just start talking about what, writing down what you think about that. And it's hard for me to think something different because I've always used food to make myself feel better. And I actually do get like an internal hug and a taste bud hug from, and a dopamine rush from this food. So it really does feel like self-care. And I get that for, maybe the hour that I'm actually eating it. But then what happens? After that, I always hate that I ate that. I'm always upset that I did because I actually don't feel good. And then that doesn't feel like self-care. So you see how I'm having a conversation with myself, and this would be you writing down in your journal. Like I can probably share one with you. I'm trying to find one that's about something I did that was, oh, okay. So here's one. This is from the same day. I was upset with myself probably for having oh yeah. Okay. So we had donuts from the orchard, because it was like a fall thing, and we went to the orchard, we got donuts and stuff. And then I felt really cravey about sugar stuff. So I did a thought down, like to remind myself of all the things that I think are important. So I said, I don't eat sweets and carbs only for meals because I'm at risk for diabetes. I wrote it like in capital. Like I already have pre-diabetes, insulin resistance. It's silent at this point, but it's important. Then we had birthday cake and all this kind of stuff going on at the same time. And so what I did was, then I kind of went into like what I wanted to do instead and whatever. So I was doing like a whole thought download. But this is how you do it. You kind of like write down where you are right now and then just start expanding on it in that journal entry. And, I was always resistant to like writing stuff down for the longest time, thinking like, oh, that's not going to help or whatever. But actually, it really does. You can even do it on a computer. If you like to type instead, just don't tell yourself that it doesn't matter. Don't tell yourself that it's not going to work, because it does, right? We talk about that a lot in the family. Let's see. Yeah, Rochelle, always down for coaching. I know that. You're so good at getting coaching. Oh, look at this. Yeah, Susan, that's right. I already feel calmer after 2 days of no sugar, less jittery drama and brain chatter. That's exactly it. And here's why. You guys are going to see this in my weight loss vlog when we finally get to uploading this week. But just a couple of days ago, before I started the 10-day challenge, I had a thought, because I was wearing a pair of jeans that felt too tight for me and I was annoyed. And I was like, oh, I just wish these jeans they just felt a little bit better. And I know personally, for any of us watching this, that it's just the difference of like 5 or 10 pounds that would make a pair of jeans feel perfect, right? So I was like, you know what? I'm probably only like 10 days away from these jeans being a lot more comfortable. So I was like, what am I waiting for? Like, it's only 10 days. I can do 10 days. So then my challenge was no sugar binging. And I learned so much just in these last few days about, oh, this is what it feels like when you don't have so much sugar, like Susan's saying, feeling calmer and less drama and jittery stuff, and for sure brain chatter, right? If anything, giving up sugar in general long term is good just for the calming down the brain chatter, right? Yeah, that's right, Lori. You find you don't crave those things if you can abstain. It's so true. When you do that, it makes it so much easier. You're welcome for the reminder to journal. We all need to do that. Kimberly's in. Good. Let's do this 10-day thing together. Teresa says, what do you mean by sugar? Fruit? Pasta? Nope. Yes, no. Not fruit. Yes, pasta if it's not bean pasta, right? But for me, it was, and you can define, Moo is driving me nuts right now. She's like, she keeps like putting her butt up in there every time I touch her tail. And like, you're like, just sit down, cat. So for me, you have, see, she keeps standing up like all the time. Moo, sit down, sit, stay. Now I'm going to start talking again and she's going to stand right back up. Because it's like very uneven where we are. So you define what you want to make this for yourself. For me, it was, it started off as no sugar, like no refined carbs at all. And then yesterday I had a little bit, but I didn't eat too much. Like I didn't binge. So then I changed it to no sugar binging, like no, like pasta for a meal or ice cream, or, you know, like I could have a few bites of ice cream if I wanted, for instance. For me, the whole point was that I don't get nauseous and that I don't like get to the point of that big bloated feeling again. Is like, I know how much sugar I can have and how much refined carbs I can have, and not get that, right? Like I know what too much is. So for instance, yesterday when I had some extra stuff, it was because I didn't have time to have my salad in the afternoon. And so I finished all my calls by 4:15, and then I went and started scarfing my salad. But by that time, the girls needed to eat. So I was making them pasta, and there was some pasta around. It was like this vegan tortellini, and it's one of my favorite things in the world. And so I was like really, you know, trying to not have a ton of it, but I was like, my brain kept telling me like, eat all of it, eat all of it, eat all of it. And I was like, well, what if I just have like a bite or two? I'm like, then am I off my challenge? And I was like, I get to decide if I'm off my challenge or not. So I was like, if I'm not binging, then I feel like still good because I'm going to have my whole salad. And I know personally from testing my blood sugar and stuff that like, if I have a salad and then some extra stuff, like a few bites of pasta or a few, like maybe a piece of toast or whatever, it never affects my blood sugar. I don't get affected digestively. Like as long as I have my huge salad before, and as long as it was like not a ton of, like, it's just a few bites, right? So I was like, okay, I'm not gonna like feel that I didn't go on, like that I went off my challenge just because of this. I was like, that's okay for me. As long as I have my nutritarian meals, which for me right now is juice and then oatmeal and then my big salad. As long as I have all those meals in the day, I can have a few extra bites as long as I'm not like getting overstuffed, right? So I did it that way. So fruit is definitely still on plan for me. It's only like refined carbs and like overeating on whole foods, plant-based stuff, right? So for instance, I make these pancakes and these waffles for my daughters all the time. They're made of like oatmeal and bananas and then nuts and seeds and kale and beets or whatever, stuff like that. And so we kind of always have these around the house. And this is something I used to binge on all the time, but now I've gotten so used to them and I've gotten so much better at kind of like discipline around that kind of stuff that when it's in the fridge, I put into my protocol that I could have 3 or 4 days a week where I can have that kind of stuff, like, you know, even for part of a meal if I want, or even for a meal if I want, or whatever, because I find it doesn't really affect weight loss at all. I can maintain still if I have that. So I say if I have that 3 or 4 days a week, and then I have 3 or 4 days that are like really good and on plan, I can still lose weight, no problem. So that's kind of my protocol, is like, some days I call it, it's really silly what I call it, but it's called the Fab Five. and bready things. And so what that means to me is Fab Five is like 5 nutritarian things that are easy for me to make that I really like. It's juice, it's oatmeal, it's salads, it's smoothie, and it's soups. And so I say to myself, I can have those are the meals I want to have during the day. As long as I have those as my main meals and I eat a lot of it, right? I feel like satisfied after the meal and stuff. And whatever combination of those meals I want to have. So lately it's just been juice, oatmeal, and salad because I find that the quantity I'm eating of those foods, I don't need any more food. Then I can have a little bit of the bready stuff, which is like the waffles or the pancakes or whatever, and maybe a few bites of that pasta here and there. And then I feel like great, like I'm still losing weight. I feel lots of energy. I don't ever get overstuffed because I'm also working with my hunger and satiety and all that too. And so that's kind of how I'm doing it right now. So you get to choose what you want that protocol to be. Yeah, Rochelle says, I think the idea of protocol is so important. I'm going to make it my word of the year for 2022. Yep. I think just having, for me, it's just kind of a general protocol that I just keep in my head. And yeah, Chantal, I'm going to be introducing this to you guys really soon in the family, somehow formally too, because I think it's really good to just have a very basic protocol. And what I love about this is it's not like a lot of diet programs you'll see that are like, you have to write down everything you're going to eat and blah, blah, blah. Like, it's more like data gathering where you're trying to see like how much of this food can I eat and be satiated, not full, right? Be satiated and not stuffed. And how much of it can I eat and still lose weight? And you're just kind of like, whenever you want that food, you eat it. And you just kind of like, you just work on eating enough. And it's like within the parameters of like, well, if I have soup in the fridge, I can just have soup. Or if I have oatmeal and that's easier to make, I'll just have the oatmeal, you know? But for me, I have to say that the salad is the most important part of the day. Like I have to have the salad every day, no matter what. So that's kind of the thing that I don't ever, I try not to ever not have, you know? And Susan says, for me, sugar is candy, chocolate, carrot cake, white bread, cookies. Love adding no sugar binging. Yeah, for sure. So for me, it's like I can have like a little bit, right? Like a little bit of that white pasta with the tortellini or whatever. But I have to have had my salad, right? So I can have a few bites of that. But the reason I say I have to have had my salad is not for some like rigid rule. It's because I know personally, if I eat my salad around 2, 3, 4 p.m. and the salad is big enough, and Carrie in the family and me, now she always calls it my 2-quart salads. And so I'm going to start calling it that now too. But as long as it's a 2-quart salad, I mean that, like the 2-quart Corral bowls that I'm always suggesting we have, as long as it's a 2-quart salad, if I have it around 2, 3, 4 p.m., like I don't have to eat for the rest of the day. I'm so stuffed and I'm so satisfied. So that's why I say I always have the salad first, and then I can kind of like, I can just nibble on a couple things if I want, but I never even really want anything else after that salad. So, Jabir says, I'm 120 kgs now. Once upon a time was 72. I've tried so many diets and lose about 10 to 15 kgs before it all comes back again. So I just have to suggest, Jabir, like it's 2 things here. Number 1, it's the nutrition. So when we talk about diets aren't generally focused on nutrition, right? So it's getting enough nutrition and it's working on the mindset. So you have to put the 2 together for it to be this like long-term consistency thing. And the thing I just keep getting reminded, like hit over my head every day, is you have to have the salads. You've got to have that many greens and nutrients to make it so that your cravings are automatically less, like chemically, biochemically less, because you're eating all these nutrients. Makes it easier. And then whatever's left over, then you work on with mindset. And that's what we do in the Eat to Live family. So I totally get it, because often diets are based on willpower, and we just don't have like willpower as a huge resource. It's not something that we can do long-term consistency stuff with. It has to be nutrition. It has to be mindset. Let's see. Okay, this is spam. Let's see what else. Yeah, I like a well-balanced whole food diet with all the nutrients our bodies need. Yeah, and I think that really is half of the equation, Chantal. Oh, good. Okay, so Patricia says, I'm in 2 on the 10-day. Good. Have been off track and so disappointed in myself. Feel so tired, eating too much sugar. Glad I did take a step and decided to join you and others today. Me too, Patricia. I'm so glad you're here. Keep letting me brainwash you into joining the Eat to Live family too, because that will help. um, let's see. Let me look at the comments. I wish I would have brought my water over here. Okay, Chantal says, with keto, even you're really cutting mostly out of whole food group. I mean, I wouldn't recommend it. I would just do Eat to Live. You get everything you need with that, and you can drop weight so easy if that's what you're interested in, and you get all the nutrition you need. Let's see, what else do we got? Yeah, good. So Michelle says, I'm totally going to use the idea of the Fab Five and add that to my G-Bombs daily goal. That's another reason I chose the Fab Five, is because like anything else is too much effort for me. And I rarely even get soup into the Fab Five because I just don't have time to make it. And like salad is always enough. What I notice now as I'm losing weight is like, I don't even need that much food, right? So like I made a whole Thanksgiving spread, which was like this really, I did everything from, Angela's cookbook, Oh She Glows, her regular cookbook, and she has a lentil loaf, cauliflower mashed potatoes recipe, a Caesar salad. I did mushroom gravy. Like I was cooking all day and it was so delicious. She has some oil and stuff and salt in her recipes, but I was like, it's okay for Thanksgiving. But we had a bunch of leftovers and I tried to eat them every day. But as I was only eating to being satisfied, like I just didn't have any room after my salad. So a bunch of it went to waste. And I was like, this is important for me to see this. Like I can't make too much of the Fab Five because then I'm just going to have food waste, you know? So it's kind of, it's kind of like you just have to sort of figure out what works for you and your family, right? Marnie says, I love the Fab Five idea and a must have for the day. That's right. The salad is that must for me. And I try to make the juice the must too, because I really do believe in the idea that the nutrients are what make half of it so much easier. Oh, good. Yeah. Michelle says, I found 2 of those Corel bowls in a thrift store. So we're going to be twinsies. Yeah. And I've been recommending these bowls for forever. They are the best, like the perfect amount of salad. If you get that salad all the way up to the top like that, maybe just a little bit below the top. And it's a nice chopped salad, man. That is just not big pieces of lettuce. They got to be chopped, like at least like this size. You have to chop those, and then that is like the perfect amount of food. Salad plus, so all greens plus, and probably a third or half of it should be cruciferous, kale or arugula or whatever, and then like a bunch of carrots. I'll show you guys actually what my salad is that I just made an hour ago. And I feel so comforted when I get to my salad in my fridge and I open it up and the food is already there. So this bowl is huge. It fits 3 to 4 days worth of salad in it. And I love it because it has this lid on the top, right? So I made this today. It's romaine, carrots, and kale. That's it. Just romaine, carrots, and kale. I did like 1.5 heads, like big heads of romaine. The rest of it I had juiced. I did probably 8 to 10 stalks of kale and then a whole bag of shredded carrots. So this is about 3 days worth of salad for me. 2.5, 3 days. So every day, so I just make it like this. And then every day I just take my 2-quart Corel bowl. I put the salad in there. And then I put some dressing on. Lately, I've been just doing like grocery store dressing, that, or like I'm switching between a grocery store dressing, which has salt and oil in it. And then my other favorite is tahini and balsamic vinegar. So this week I'm doing tahini and balsamic vinegar because I finished the container of dressing I had. So now I'm switching to tahini and balsamic vinegar. So I'm going to switch back and forth like that. And then I'm just going to, I make my salad every 3-4 days once it's gone. And lately I haven't been really good about getting all the G-bombs in. I I made mushrooms too this morning, and I always eat the mushrooms as I'm getting my salad ready because I don't love to have my mushrooms in my salad so much. And then also I've been rebelling against having raw onion in my salad too. I'll get back to that someday really soon. However, I have an idea, and actually have my red onions out on the table to remind me that I want to actually dehydrate them instead, because when you dehydrate red onions, they turn really sweet. And I have been, the reason I'm boycotting onions right now is because I just am sick of that aftertaste. So I'm going to dehydrate them and then see if I can just kind of like eat them chunky a little bit throughout the day and see if that changes anything. So I can still get the nutrition, but not have to have that like flavor in my mouth afterwards. So I'm experimenting with that. And then usually what I'll do is I'll just have beans in a container, and just like the mushrooms, I'll just like eat a few handfuls of beans. I usually don't put them into my salad so much lately, but then also we had the lentil loaf too, and that was like just a lot of beans. So Miles says jeans and all clothes are all too tight right now. Had to go through my closet last week and go through all my suits to find one to squeeze myself into for an event I had to attend. I know it's tough, but we just keep working on it. Yeah. Let's see. Salad is a must for the day, Melita says, also in the Eat to Live family. So glad you're here, Melita. It's like the rope that keeps me tethered for sure. Yeah, and juicing greens also really, really helps. Yeah, I love juicing now. I always felt like we shouldn't do it, but now after hearing Dr. Furman on my cancer interview, I'm so glad to sort of have that permission to do it. Yeah, I really, really love that. And I found a protocol that works for weight loss too, and adding juice in. I mean, the juice I have is probably only like 100 or 200 calories worth of juice, so it's no big deal. But the other thing I have found is that when you eat this way, you have so much more leeway calorie wise. And like, you don't have to worry about the calorie thing anymore. You just like eat to being full, and and you're good. Yeah, you can ask a silly question. I'm not sure who this is, but I'm going to answer this question anyways. It just says Facebook YouTuber. I joined the group when it opened up recently and haven't done a darn thing yet. Where should I begin? This is such a great question. I'm so glad you asked this. And it is not a silly question at all. I'm so glad you asked it because this is so common for everyone. So I'm assuming that you're referring to the Eat to Live family when we just opened up recently. What I would do, first of all, if you haven't yet, make your login. Go make your login and go sign in. Okay. So what I want you to do is like, I want you to have a checklist of things you're going to do like maybe once a week. First thing I want you to do, just sign in and make a profile. That's it. Just do that, right? You can kind of get yourself a little bit familiarized if you want, but just sign in and make a profile. And then the next thing you do when you're ready is watch the Quick Start program. Okay. That's the first thing you do when you get in there. So get in there. It's kind of like Facebook in there where you've got like a feed of a bunch of people talking and posting and stuff about Eat to Live and weight loss, whatever. You'll see this feed. And then on the left-hand side, if you're on a desktop, it's a sidebar, or if you're on your mobile phone, it's just you click up on the little three things on the top, bring down that sidebar on the left. It says courses. Courses is where everything is located, okay? All the bulk of the programs and stuff. Courses, and then go to Quick Start program. It's only like 3 or 4 little video, audio things. It only take you a couple hours to do. Just do that. Only the Quick Start program. Just do the Quick Start program. Start there. That will get you started, okay? That's all I'm going to tell you because I don't want to overwhelm you. There's so much more to do in there, but just start there. Quick Start program. And then you can come post, ask questions, whatever, and we'll help you out, okay? Good question. The bowl. Okay, so I have to disclaimer about this bowl. It's kind of like crappy material. Like I really wanted it to be a better aluminum material, but I think it's just like stainless steel coated. So I don't highly recommend it, but I can give it, I can give you the link anyways. Let me find it real quick. I gotta go in a sec, but I can't sign in on this computer. Oh wait, yeah, I can, hold on. Let me see if I can find the link for this bowl. I just like it because the reason I got it is because it was really, really big and it had a really good solid, let me also give you a link to something else, you guys, hold on. Because it had a really good solid like sealing top. And it's a nested set as well. So feel free to get it. I don't think it's really high quality, but I only use the big one. And you can't use like, here's my affiliate link for that, okay? You can't use let's see, stainless bowl with lid nesting set. Here's the link. You can't use like a fork with it or something because you'll scrape that stainless steel right off there. Okay. Why isn't it going through? There we go. So there's, oh, it didn't work. Hold on. Is it not letting me put links in, like Amazon links? Oh, there it is. Okay. Here, yeah, that's a link for that, this one. And then you guys, I have to give you this link because I just, like, I've been looking for something like this for years now, and I just found something I totally love. It's a rack, it's a, what, I got to see what you call it. They call it a universal knife block. I don't know if you guys have one of these. I used to have a universal knife block where you could just like put the knives in, but it had these like plastic finger things that you had to slide it in, and the knives kept shredding the thing, so it was hard to get the knives in after a while. And I just found a perfect one the other day. It was just delivered. I love it so much. It's really affordable. So consider getting this knife block if you're always like, where do I put my knives, or you don't have a good solution for that. Here is the link, because oh my gosh, it changed my life. And I know I've looked for something like this before, but back in the day it didn't exist. But now, oh, it's so good. You have to get this knife block, you guys. It's so good. You can put like any knife, any size, lots of different knives. You can put scissors and everything. It's so good. I had to share that with you. Sorry. Let's see what else. You are so welcome. Yeah. So go to the Quick Start program. Oh, a newbie checklist. That's a really good idea, Rochelle. I should do that. Just like a PDF or something. That's a good idea. Melita says, I used to juice all the time. Then like you, I was told it was bad to juice, so I stopped, but I'm back at it and remember why I love it. Yep, for sure. Oh, it's so yummy. Carrie, you know, that's a really good idea. A milder onion flavor using leeks. You use those a lot. That's a good idea. I always was like, I always thought you should just cook them, but I guess as you're saying, you can use them raw too, and it's milder. So that's a good idea. Do you just use the white part when you put them in salads, or do you use the green part too? Because I will try that too. Oh, okay. Onion recall. I hadn't seen that one. I love chickpeas in salads too. I just have been lazy. And oh, okay. So yeah, I use the Excalibur 9 tray. Let me find the link for you. And if you could use my link, that would be awesome if you're going to get one, because it's an investment, but it's, to me, it's like, let me just say about, before I put the link up though, with dehydrators, you want to, they're expensive. So you have to just kind of commit to using it, or maybe you just have disposable income or something, and it's okay for you to like I've done this so many times where I bought a piece of kitchen equipment and I bought it, like I couldn't super afford it at the time, but I'd be like, well, I'm just going to learn how to use it over the next few years, right? So like, I don't expect myself to get my money's worth right now. But like, for instance, when I started juicing a lot, I started to make these crackers, these like flaxseed crackers with the juice pulp. I don't do that anymore, but I really got the use out of the dehydrator when I started doing that, right? And then also now with this onion idea, I think this is going to be really good. And I always want to try new dehydrating recipes. So I'm always so glad that I have it, but I don't think I'm actually getting my money's worth out of it all the time. It's not like I use it like my Vitamix, you know? But let me see if I can find a cheaper one. Why is this one $2.49 and why is this? Oh, and by the way, the juicer I have, it was on sale on Amazon yesterday. Let me check and see. The juicer that I love was 15. Yeah, it's still 15% off, you guys. So let me get you the link. What is this, an Amazon call or something? So this is the juicer that I love. It's, I got hair in my mouth. Omega NC 800. It's 15% off right now. So if you're considering getting a juicer, please get this one. It's so fast to clean. As in like, you know, you do like, start to finish, and I just did a video about this on YouTube, but start to finish, it takes me 12 minutes to make my juice for the day and clean the machine. 12 minutes. It's crazy. I definitely recommend this one just because of how fast it is. The yield is not super perfect on it, but to me, it's worth it for the time saving. And then what was the other thing I was going to give you a link for? Oh yeah, the Excalibur. Why is one of these saying, oh, this one has temperature setting, like automatic shut off and all that kind of stuff. Okay, so I'm going to give you the basic one. This is the one that I have. It doesn't have any bells and whistles, but it's $100 cheaper too. So this one is $250. So Excalibur 9 tray dehydrator. That's this one. So yeah, I mean, you know, if you're going to get a dehydrator, great, but like you're probably not going to get your money's worth yet. But I think it's always good to just have these things because, you know, like a food processor. I don't use my food processor very much, but I'm glad I have it, right? I use my blender all the time, but yeah. Okay, let's see what else. I think that's it. Yeah, Carrie, it usually takes me an hour to eat the 2-quart salad, but it's so good. Same here, 45 minutes for sure. Yeah, Lori, I think this dehydrated onion thing is going to be super great because I make Dr. Furman's recipe, which is it's kale chips, and it's like cashews, nutritional yeast, lemon juice, like a typical creamy nutritarian cashew cream on top of kale, but he always puts raw onions in it too, raw red onions. And I found by making that recipe in the dehydrator that, oh my gosh, those onions just become so sweet, and it removes all of that bite from the onion, and they just become this really sweet thing. So I'm going to try that because I was thinking if I dehydrate them a lot and I chop them up, then I can just like sprinkle them on salads. And the cool part is too, like once you've dehydrated a food like this, it lasts for like ever. So that's why I'm thinking this might be really good because oh yeah, Melita's rebelling against raw onion for the same reason. The taste lasts for hours. Yeah, I always feel like I need to have some kind of a mint, but I don't like to have mints just because of onions, you know? Okay, I think I got all the questions. Rochelle says, when I explore my thoughts about why I think junk food is self-care, one thing that keeps coming up is that it's convenient and ready to eat, which makes me feel pampered, which is why you need to change your mindset to this is convenient and ready to eat as long as you do it, right? And that was a change that I had to make too. Same kind of a thing was like, oh, it's so much easier just to call Jimmy John's and have them deliver a sub or whatever, right? Or like, but then I was like, you know what? It's actually way easier to eat a banana. Like banana is the most fast food in the whole entire world. It's so much faster than McDonald's. But why do we not choose bananas? Right? Just because we want McDonald's, right? So then I was like, all right, if it's just about my toddler brain having tantrums, then I'm going to just make a salad and always have a salad in it. And then it just comes down to me to like just choose the salad. Because guys, this is fast food. Taking a bowl, dumping a bunch of stuff in there and just throwing some dressing on it, that is the fastest food you can get. It's so much faster than ordering from Jimmy John's or stopping at the McDonald's drive-thru and having to sit there for 3 minutes to wait for it, right? That is so much faster to eat. It's literally all just mindset of like, yes, I'm going to take the time to wash the stuff and chop it and have it ready, right? Yeah, that's exactly right. Good. This video made you crave green juice. That's good. Yeah, 4% balsamic, man. That is the way to go. I highly recommend California Balsamics, that company. That's the one Chef AJ always recommends too. I'm going to become an affiliate for them pretty soon because I have so much of their stuff. Melissa, I'm so glad you're here. Okay, about the leeks, Carrie answered us. I use the white and green part. I take a leaf at a time and cut it in squares, then slice small parts of leek around the salad. Okay, then roll up what I don't use in a paper towel and put in plastic bag with the rest of the leek. One leek lasts me a long time that way. Okay, great, perfect. Because I usually do the green part too when I use the leeks like cooked. So now I'm gonna try that too, Carrie. That's a great idea. I have a video on my YouTube channel about how to clean leeks, a really easy way to clean leeks too, but you gotta chop them first. So maybe that's not quite a good idea, but Melissa says, I'm only using 1 spring onion per salad. I don't have aftertaste. How much onion are we to have each day? Yeah, we're supposed to have more than that. That's the thing is like, he's always talking about having like a quarter of a red onion at a time and stuff, which is like a lot of red onion. When I do green onions or spring onions, I'll have like 2 or 3 in one salad. So I end up with a lot more aftertaste, right? But it's better to like eat a tiny bit than none at all, which is what I'm doing right now, right? So, okay. Well, I always stay for more than I say I'm going to stay, but I just love you guys so much. And this is basically like a family call, so I'm glad you guys could come on. Thanks for being here. All right, those are all the questions. So I'm going to take off. I think Fridays, I'm going to try to do these calls on Fridays, so we'll see how that goes. I don't know if I'll do every week or if I'll do like every other week, but for now I'm going to try every week just because I love the connection time with you guys. And I've missed being able to have this opportunity with you. So I'm glad that you were here with me today, and I wish you guys the best weekend. And I'll see. Okay, if you're in the Eat to Live family, I'll see you on Saturday. The call is at, I can't remember, but it's listed in the family. Oh, for the other person who was wondering about the Eat to Live family, we got a call coming up on Saturday, tomorrow. So be there with us, okay? So that's good. And we'll see you in the family. Otherwise, I'll see you next week on another live video on Friday, hopefully. Okay? All right, guys. Love you. Thank you. Thank you very much. Yeah, Family Fridays, basically. Thanks, everybody. Have a great weekend, and I'll see you in the family tomorrow. Otherwise, I'll see you soon. Bye.